What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the first episode in our coverage of a little game called Basement, which is a drug-dealing empire simulator. So if you've ever seen Breaking Bad, that's essentially the idea. You've got to set up your own little area where you grow weed and you make like meth and everything else, and then you've got to move that shit while at the same time other factions are trying to do the same thing and kill you. And so anyways, without further ado, we're going to play some Basement. I'm going to start out in the sandbox mode. If you guys end up really liking the sandbox mode, I will play the storyline mode. But if it turns out being something that people aren't really into, then we'll just show off the game so that you can be aware and it can be on your radar. So without further ado, let's play ourselves some Basement. Let's move on up to management. I mean, the real problem here is that I think that, like, my drug problem has really gotten out of control. It's starting to cost me a lot of money. Therefore, I'm looking for ways to, like, save money. And so I'm thinking making my own is the way I'm going to go. Hopefully I don't burn the house down and, like, blow my face off with explosives while I'm trying to fry it up in the kitchen. I'll be cooking the whipping and the dipping. Alright, so we've got 3 buildings here. They allow you to start with different things like a ton of money and a blank slate. We've got one over here that starts with 2 grow houses, a cash room, a locker room. Doesn't look like they have a dealer room, so I would have to make a dealer room. And then this one is kind of like the full service start where you end up with a cash room, a generator, couple of offices upstairs, basically everything you need to get started. So we'll go with the first building. As far as factions go, we'll throw in a max amount of factions. Yep, let's give those factions some traction to see if we can find some action. Alright, so we've got that all done. We get to pick the amount of buildings in here. I'm just going to go with the default, and let's play some Basement. Cool, and so here's our little building. Let's check out the neighborhood. I'm actually going to slow the game down. Checking out the neighborhood, we have a drugstore next door. We have a squat next door, where it looks like somebody is cooking something. And a man named Hobo resides, just selling drugs, doing his thing. Got a gym over here on our left-hand side. Okay. On this side, we've got an accountant's office. So that's good. We don't have any law enforcement nearby, so that's pretty... why do these guys have televisions for faces? Because they're robots? Are they robot drug dealers? Dude, how come I can't be a robot drug dealer? That's rad. We've got a guy named Runner over here who apparently they are running... Man, everybody in this neighborhood... This is a rough neighborhood over here. Everybody's dealing out here. It's kind of a crowded market. We're definitely going to have to make some moves to get rid of some cats. That's the only way we're going to survive this thing. And so our enemies are blue, red, and green. Luckily, they're pretty far from each other. Blue creates a buffer between us and red and green. And so I think blue's probably going to be taking the most action here. When we start out, game's on slow right now, so don't panic or anything. We start out with a generator for power. We've got a cash room where we keep our stacks of cash. Couple of offices up here that I'm actually just going to demolish because these rooms don't do anything. They're just decor. And then we've got a locker room where we can hire our employees. We've got dealer rooms where we will sell the bricks that we are currently storing inside of storage. I assume that's weed because it's green. So we got them poundage bricks. Nope, we don't chop it up or anything like that. You take the whole brick or you get the fuck out. That's the way that we deal out here. And then if a dealer tried to pull out, I'd be like, a whole pound? I don't know if I need a whole pound, man. I'm going to need some more orange peels. I don't know if I can smoke through that in time. That shit's going to get all stale and crispy. And then we've started out with $520. So I'm going to dig my first little basement area. And drug production is our first goal. We actually got to get sustainable. And so here's our first little room. What I'm going to do inside of here is I'm going to build a weed farm. And so there it is, a little hydroponics farm inside of there. Now that we have that and we have dealer rooms, if we wanted to make money, the next piece of the puzzle is that we actively need people who can sell our drugs for us. Now, everybody that sells drugs has different stats. So if you've got a high production stat, it means you're really good at cooking. If you've got a high stamina stat, it means you can work longer. If you've got a high damage stat, it means you're an enforcer. High HP kind of goes along with that whole enforcer line. So I'm going to get Elizabeth, although she already looks pretty smoked out at the moment. And then I also need somebody to sell. And so I want somebody with high stamina. And so Michelle is going to be our first dealer. So there it is. Got our first dealer. We've got our first cook. And you can see that we've actually got customers who will start to be around. Our cook is going to go down here and do like a little boogie dance in front of the cannabis plants. I don't know what you guys know about botany, but the cannabis plant is kind of special. Did I say cannabis? BM, I don't know. I got a ventriloquist thing going on. Cannabis plants are very unique in the world of botany in that they will only grow if they're in close proximity of a full-bodied boogie. Like, you actually have to have music on and you have to get fully into it. Like, none of that dancing like some people at the wedding. You know what I mean? Some people at the wedding, they just use their hips, but they don't move their arms or their legs. And then other people, I've noticed this, people that like don't dance frequently, they just pick like a set of body parts and they move those. No, it has to be full body. You have to get in there. You got to be popping it. You got to be locking it. And then you V-step on over. And then you pop it a little bit with the right shoulder. And then the cannabis plant's like, oh, I like that. And it goes, boop, and it pops out a nug. And that's the way that it works. That's the drug dealing industry in a nutshell. As you can see with our dealer, she's going to start moving weed from the little rack over here, taking it over to this little lady who apparently has a pretty severe weed smoking habit. I'm not going to call it a habit, but like, this girl loves her weed. Anybody that buys a pound of weed in one go is either chopping it. Maybe we're just the middleman right now. Maybe we're handling distribution, and she's gonna go somewhere else and gram it out so she can get that. That's where all the money's at. In all honesty, that's where all the money's at. You gotta gram that thing out. You buy yourself like, I don't know, like a Kewpie, and then once you got the Kewpie, you gram that sucker out, and then bam, mark up that price, and that's where it all comes down. But you know, we're more on the distribution end, so it's okay. So far, we got $279. We are dealing as hard as we can right now, but my next suggestion would be that we upgrade our locker room so that we can get a new person. So locker room energy goes down by 2, but we do get an extra worker slot. I'll take that because I would love to have an extra worker slot. And so let's get another dealer. I think I'm going to go with... Let's go with Albert. I think Albert's got a good stamina. His damage is kind of poopy. Like, I wish his damage was a little bit better. But, you know, we need sellers for right now. So there it is. Albert will show up for work. Man, we got everybody in uniform right now. We got people working these scales like they're working at Costco right now. They got to wear like a special outfit and everything. We're like the Walmart of drug distribution. Actually, you know, fuck that. We're Target. I'd like to be a little classier. I'm not saying that, like, you have to be classy. But if we're going to start from somewhere, I'm thinking my branding is going to be somewhere in the realm of Target. Like, yeah, we're wholesalers. Like, yeah, we've got a huge distribution network, obviously rivaling that of Walmart. But at the same time, like, our stores don't have pee on the floor. Like, you don't have to pick up the orange juice out of, like, a dusty corner where somebody knocked it off. Dude, Walmarts where I live are so gnarly. You just don't go in. Going inside a Walmart where I live is like, you're taking your life into your own hands, bro. You might step on a razor blade somewhere by the toothpaste. It might happen, and you never know. Like, it's bad, dude. And, like, they always have the weirdest businesses set up inside the Walmarts here. They're like, why does this Walmart have a nail salon inside of it? And nobody's ever in the nail salon. It's because it's a money laundering front is really what it comes down to. Have you ever noticed in the Bay Area, for those of you that are from the Bay Area, you ever noticed how many nail salons there are that are just, like, completely and totally empty all the time and they never go out of business? Like, they have to be money laundering fronts or something. Like, and I didn't get that I was thinking that before, like, Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad came out. Like, when I was, like, 18 or 19, I was like, what's up with all these nail salons that are empty all the time? Like, there's never anybody inside of them. There's, like, loads of, like, Mexican restaurants that there's, like, never anybody inside of, and yet they've been in business for, like, 25 years. And you're like, I don't know. Like, it seems like there's entire, like, strip mall areas where I live where nobody ever goes into those businesses, like, ever. The parking lot is always empty. There's nobody ever in there. And yet they've been there for like 24 years, 23 years. And there's always employees inside. If you walk by, they're always just sitting around. They look nice inside, but there's nobody ever in there. How do they stay in business? There's got to be something going on, right? Or am I just being paranoid? Am I just bullshit? Am I just assigning more to that than there might be? Like, maybe they just have really high prices and they only got to sell like one thing a month in order to pay their bills at home. I don't know. I'm just saying, it's weird how, like, there's all these businesses in these areas in the Bay Area that never have anybody inside of them, and yet they've been in business for decades. Like, huh, lived here my whole life, and I've never seen anybody go inside of there. Never seen anybody go inside of there. Ever. It's just empty all the time. All right, so we need more production as of right now. It looks as though... This guy, look at the way this guy smokes a cigarette. It's like he's kissing. He's like, now kiss. I kiss you, cigarette. Delicious nicotine. I kiss you. I kiss you so good. All right. Well, he's growing down here, but I think we're going to need another grow room before too long if we really want to stay in front of our demand. So she's got 2 customers. She's got 2 customers. Does that ever go like up or down? Is this guy high right now? I'm looking for a pawnbroker. Well, you're in the wrong neighborhood, homie. Ain't no pawnbroker around here. I'm more in the distribution aspect of things. So he's growing weed right now. Let's go ahead and speed the game on up so that we can start generating a little bit of cash, because there are still things that I need to do. Come on, somebody come in and buy a brick. I need it. There it is. That's the dude I knew I could trust. That's the dude I knew that was down. Give me that weed. I always remember the grass was greener. Puns about weed. Look at this guy. He's walking like an Egyptian. All right. Well, actually, we're kind of ahead of production right now. I mean, we're not losing. Like, we don't have any of our shops, like, empty. So it seems like it's taking them a little bit of time to sell. But what we need to do is we need to upgrade our power solution right now and get some extra electricity. So there we go. For 500 bucks, we got a new generator that basically fills up the entire room. Fun factoid, that's how the DEA catches people that do stuff like this, in case you were wondering, is that actually they use, like, so for example, there's lots of creative ways that you used to grow weed and stuff like that back in the olden days of the 90s and the 80s and whatnot, where you would buy like a storage unit, for example, and then you would sink the storage unit into the ground like 40 feet in a place where it like snows perpetually, like all year round, and then only you would know where to dig to get inside of the little grow room or whatever. But they use all kinds of like thermal imaging and planes and all kinds of shit to find grow operations like that. It's kind of crazy, like how it's a cat and mouse game that never ends. Well, until the drug war ends. And then once the war against drug ends, then that's it. The war against drug. Just a singular drug. No, 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 Grambag. We can't have that singular nug. I declare war on you. But yeah, it was a cat and mouse game that's always interesting. It's something that I was actually pretty fascinated with for a long time. Just kind of this aspect of trying to hide something clandestine that you're doing and another guy trying to figure out what you're doing. And people are tremendously creative when it comes down to their livelihood and making a lot of money. Like, they come up with all kinds of crazy stuff. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, the first thing I would watch is a documentary called Cocaine Cowboys, which is a really, really entertaining documentary about the Miami cocaine trade back in, like, the 60s and the 70s. And that's a good, like, jump-off point if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Not necessarily to learn how all the trafficking and everything worked, but just because, to me, I've always been fascinated with subcultures and stuff like that, and sort of the DEA versus the drug kind of cartels and whatnot is always kind of an interesting thing. That's another reason why I like the show with, I think that's probably one of the reasons that I really got into that show Narcos as well, is just because it's interesting watching how, like, people accumulate money and hide, like, evil things that they're doing while somebody else is trying to catch them. It's crazy. It's kind of like, I guess, people in prison. You know, you've got an endless amount of time to figure out and exploit the system and come up. Oh, we got $610. I should probably build another grow room. Yeah, can I upgrade this grow room? Is that... Oh, I can. If I wanted to upgrade the grow room, so slightly increases productivity, but explosion probabilities increase too. We could put in an electromagnetic reactor, which makes production higher. So it pulls up metal objects. Be careful if you prefer fly in the front. We've got room upgrades, intensive production, speeds up stuff production, harmful fumes, increased stamina consumption, the explosion probability also increased. Comfortable conditions for employees, vents remove fumes, decreased stamina consumption, increased explosion probability, slightly increases production and decreases stamina consumption. Okay, brand new chemical reactor that allows things to be done faster. Also, okay. Yeah, do that. Get one of those, I guess. So every room appears as though it has a whole bunch of different upgrades. I basically learned how to play this game real fast, and it looks like there's all kinds of cool little things we can do in here. So let's see how much faster his production is now. It's got to be quite a bit better. I don't think the meter's going up any faster, but it looks like it's going up a little. It looks like somebody's getting attacked over here. What does that mean? Oh, yeah, they drove a car over there. Oh, they did a drive-by? Oh, wow, he walked in and knocked that dude the hell. Oh, shit, son. They're roughing cats up. Damn, so red can... Oh, we can take over buildings? Dude, we gotta rough somebody up. We gotta get in on this. We gotta get our game on stat. Oh, this dude went on break, so we don't have any weed to sell right now. Weak. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm just gonna go for another grow room, in all honesty, although we don't have enough energy. Bummer. I mean, I could build just, like, another power plant right here. It's 125 bucks. And what is this right here? What does that mean? We have, like, an excess employee. No, we're on 3 out of 3. So what does that little 1 mean right there? Why is she carrying my brick around? Shouldn't she be, like, selling said brick? Or is she just, like, off her rocker right now and just, like, walking around doing nothing? I'm not sure what's happening with her right now. She apparently has taken one of our bricks and just gone upstairs and is doing something with it. Hell if I know. More upgrades needed. Not entirely sure what you mean there. I don't know. I'll put in another locker room. It seems like that's what she wants. She went up there for some reason. I'm not sure what upgrade she's looking for. I don't know. It seems to have kicked her back into action. I'm not sure what happened right there. Something happened, but not gonna ponder it too much. So blue, oh my god, these guys are like making moves right now. These dudes are not messing around. We should probably get on that and like do something. I don't know. Kick some asses, take some names. I mean, we've got this little building next door with the drugstore, so they got a whole bunch of stuff over there. How easy is it gonna be to knock these dudes the hell out? Actually, that pig is a pretty good fighter. A little terrifying. I think we need to get some muscle hired. If we could hire some muscle, we could send somebody over there. But I think we need a garage to send people over. So let's maybe, I don't know, dig a hole over here. Does it have to be on the side of the building that corresponds to where you want to attack? I don't know. Let's build some rooms right here. And if I wanted to build a room, so it requires 2 cells and can be built on the first floor only. And so slowly I'm going to have to start migrating my operation down below the ground so that I can have a thing over here and a thing over here so that I can attack both directions maybe. No, no. Let's build a grow room over here. We need to make some money. And then once we've got the grow room, I'm going to have to hire new staff. So while we wait, are we making any cash right now? Yeah, let's go ahead and I'm actually going to, let's hire a new, yep, you. We're going to hire a new grower so that we can start to get our supply solidified so that we don't have long wait times or anything like that while we're sitting around. I actually want to see them race. Yeah, it does look like he's a lot faster with his upgrade. I just had to see it like side by side with the comparison. So there we go. Now we're actually growing some more upgrades needed. I don't know what she's on about right now, but looks okay to me. I think she's just running out of weed and it's saying more upgrades needed because that's a bug. Like I think she doesn't have any weed to sell, and so she's just going up into the locker room and saying she needs upgrades, and so technically I didn't need that second locker room. Although it does kind of move us forward. What I can do is I can put a break room down here once we start making money and actually like selling around the clock. So what I'll do is we'll put in a break room right here. That way we can bulldoze that one. This one right here we will upgrade because that'll cost us $1.25. That gets us up to 6. We have 4 employees, so I'm going to need another locker room elsewhere anyways before we can build our garage. But I'm thinking if I can whack one of these buildings on the side. Red is making some pretty solid moves, so is blue. It looks like there's a land grab right now, and I don't want to be behind the curve if that land grab ends up being like... If it becomes a vital part of the game that I'm supposed to be participating in, I don't want to end up missing out on it. With this locker room right here, can I upgrade this any further? No, it cannot be upgraded any further. That's all right. I will more than likely put one right here then. Locker room, there it is. So for 125, and then I'm just going to do the upgrade right now so that this one right here can be sold. And so there it is. Now we should be getting into position so that we can have a garage so that we can attack, lets you buy, unlocks a truck, and unlocks transport types. Okay, cool. That sounds awesome. Although I think I can attack this, but you got to pick people who can attack. But then they got to walk over there, and that's not baller. We got to do drive-bys, son. Drive-bys. I should probably hire some new staff if I'm going to be doing like these crazy invasions of other people's lands. So let's hire a couple of thugs, people with good damage. So Randolph's pretty good at fighting. I'll take him. And we're going to wait a minute till we make a little bit more money. And we're going to try and grab a second person so that while we're expanding our drug empire, I'm going to have 2 people go over here who have like 6 attack. Oh yeah, there goes Blue right there. Blue's attacking the place next door. Well, I'm not okay with that. We're going to have to go over here and handle that. Oh, he lost a guy. Well, then I'm going to attack Blue over here, I think. So let's slow the game down for a minute so that we're not, like, running way over the top at the moment. We are selling... Alright. I would say to raise the prices, possibly, on our green by just ever so slightly. Oh, you can't raise the prices. That's the priority, maybe, that you sell it at. So sell weed first. We don't have anything but weed anyways. And then I'm going to go to the locker room. We're going to hire another thug over here. Somebody with some good damage. Carolyn. Perfect. And so I'm going to attack this building with Carolyn. There we go. Carolyn and Randolph. Go visit them next door. If we can take that weed supply and move it on over. Oh, shit. They hopped in the whip. It's time to... Oh, that guy got knocked out. This is Yellow's building now, homie. Yellow's building. Better recognize. All right, so how do I... Can I do anything with all this weed over here? Can I assign them to, like, sell? Oh, I can. Hell yeah. So you just stand over here and do your thing, man. Let's make a little bit of money. Oh, the empire is growing. Red is taking the place next door with the gym. The gym, we can send our guys to train their attack stat over there. And so that'd be pretty dope. What if my boss notices? Dude, you live in an area where everyone is selling weed. Like, have you noticed that so far? Like, everybody is selling weed in this neighborhood. Like, every single person is selling weed out here. I need to make some money. I am in the red, like, hard right now. Yeah, make me some money real fast. I gotta make some cash here. I gotta do something. If I don't, this ain't gonna work out. There we go. So our weed supply is looking pretty solid. I'm thinking once we get some cash together, I may actually... Oh, somebody attacked us, but it looks like they made it through. Yeah, I don't know who attacked us, but hell. I mean, it worked out. We knocked them the hell on out, so that's going to cost them. These guys over here look like they're growing, I think, acid, I think is what it said purple was. And so they're not growing acid, but they're making it, putting it on tabs and all that with smiley faces and shit. I don't know how I want to proceed. I'm a little flustered right now. Time goes by fast at this game. Life comes at you fast when you live in that deadly weed dealing life. I'm thinking a good idea might be actually to swap one of these out for better production. So let's say that I get rid of that right there. It gets bulldozed. We get some cash back. And then we can make an acid stall. Acid sells for a little bit more. I mean, this stuff costs us a fortune. But if I get this right here, we should be able to diversify... We should be able to diversify our product a little bit so that we have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We're making a fortune selling cocaine over here. So that'll be good. That's actually what's propping us up at the moment. Oh, we got another attack coming in. Blues attacking. They're not going to survive this one because that's going to be fresh dudes over here. It's okay. We managed to sell a pretty good amount of that supply before we went down. And I don't think they're going to be able to do it the way that we do it. You feel me? Like, ain't nobody got the game that we got. Our game is too stacked. Our game is too tight. Go ahead and speed it up for a minute. But yeah, I think they're about to bust through the door and try and kill us. I think? I don't know. It says we're under attack by blue right here, but they haven't come in yet. Maybe it's got to wait for the deal to be over or something. I'm not sure how the internals of the game function. There you go, sir. You can assign people by clicking them and then clicking them to the room that you want them to go to. So now... Oh, blue's actually sending out a new set of guys. There they are. Okay. Ah. And so we just got rolled over by a bunch of robots. Bummer. But they're not going to sell that product. And so it's not too hugely important that we go after them right now. Like, it really isn't. I'm going to build another... You know, another dealer room sounds like something that would work for me. So let's get another dealer room in here. Either that or we can upgrade these dealer rooms because they need to sell faster. It increases the number of customers, working for a longer time without a rest. Increases everything you can imagine, including consumption. Okay. I think red is the pivotal problem right now. Green's got a couple of properties. We're really focusing on our main property at the moment, although I think they started out with everything fully... Oh my god, they have so many workers, dude. That's going to be a rough fight if we want to get rid of them. That's going to be a real rough fight. We definitely need to get some enforcers. And once we get enforcers, we'll roll out on these kids. How are we making money right now? How are things moving along? I've got them priority selling weed. So let's make sure that if you've got more expensive product, that goes first. Because weed is nice, but it ain't paying the bills right now. It definitely ain't paying the bills. Storage is full, so I'm going to bulldoze that. And we will add another storage room right here. So there it is. Get that built so that we got a place. Red's attacking blue over here. See, the backstabbing is real, so I'm not really worried about them taking over the map right now because so far they're mostly focused on just messing with each other. I do think that we have far too much supply, and we need to start moving that supply. And so if I could get another dealer room, that'd be great. Let me get another dealer room up here. It's either that or we upgrade the dealer rooms that we have, but... So it's a level 2 dealer room? What does a level 2 dealer room do? Is it like better than a level 1? I assume it is. So you get more customers, fatigability, it costs more energy. Okay. Can multiple staff members work there since it's a little bigger? Alright, well let's do another dealer room over there. And then I'm going to go ahead and hire another dealer. Somebody that has reasonably decent stamina. There it is. So we'll hire a dealer real fast. And so now we got dealers running around doing their thing. Hopefully we'll start to see the cash stack up a little bit. Oh, there it is. Now we're starting to make money. Although I'm going to point out that our production is being outrun by our sales staff right now. Bunch of sellers, bro. Bunch of sellers. They're good at what they do. That's why I hired them. They're good at what they do. That's why I hired them. I don't think I can upgrade the locker room any further. I think it just has like one upgrade slot. Let's go ahead and get the basement developed for the next little ring, and we'll figure out what we want to do down here. They really want that drug supply right there, like legit. They are fighting. Like factions are killing each other over that shit over there. Like they really want this drugstore. Which is weird because over here, there's a big old supply of like acid if you really wanted to go after it, but I guess they're just ignoring it at the moment. Just ignoring it and hoping that it goes away. We are making a lot more money now that we've got a dealer's table, so it appears as though that was the flaw in our production strategy. As far as upgrading goes, workers get tired. Yeah, it's an option. I mean, I'll probably upgrade the Jenny real fast because I can afford to do that. Somebody got a bad trip. What does that mean? Blue attacks the drugstore. They can do whatever they want. He said, I'm done, and then he just fell backwards. I'm done being punched for right now. Please no longer apply your fists and your phalanges to my face. This game is called Basement. If you wanted to get it for yourself, I'll have a link for you down below. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me. If you want more episodes, be sure to be very vocal. Right now, YouTube is not sending out notifications, and so things are a little bit wonky as far as, you know, people giving me their opinion goes, because my videos are only going out to like 20% of my audience at the moment. Hopefully, YouTube always fixes it eventually, but for right now, it's a little foobar. So I'll see y'all next time. Thank you for stopping on in. Oh, they got attacked at their home, huh? Somebody came up and tried to whack them in their place of business. I'll see y'all next time. Bye, everybody.